the time has come,
the walrus said.
Welcome everyone to the extra part for Crash Bandicoot 2, where today we're going to be showing you how to get all the color gems, a whole bunch of other secrets. And that's the end of that sentence. No, but seriously, it's super important to me that we're revisiting Crash Bandicoot at this point in the channel. Crash Bandicoot 1 actually was the first extra part which was in this kind of format of me being on the green screen and breaking down some of the 100% completion stuff, right? And I really like this format. I think it works out great. I mean, I also love Crash Bandicoot 2. It's a fantastic game. 100% completion, though, can be kind of rough, but we'll get into that. Starting off, Crash Bandicoot 2, just like the first game, has box gems as collectibles. If you break all the boxes in a particular stage, you get a gem, which is part of your completion percentage. In addition to that, this game also has crystals, which are just kind of handed to you in every level. In fact, they're actually needed for completing the game in the first place, so not much more to add with those. There are also in this game color gems, just like the first, which are important for unlocking additional paths. So I'm going to go into detail on how to get each color gem, since that's the most important step in all of this, obviously. First off in the game, we have the blue gem, which you can actually get in the first level of the game, Turtle Woods. All we have to do here to get the blue gem is not break any boxes. It's an inverse of the regular box gems. And actually, at one point, you do have to use this multi-hit crate to get over this wall. And I don't recommend spinning on enemies, because that can sometimes send them flying into a box, but otherwise it's pretty easy. Most of the boxes are out of your way. Also, if you want to save on load times and you are going for 100% completion, in all of these cases, including the blue gem here, you can pick up the gem at the end of the stage or wherever they hand it to you, die and restart the stage, and then get the box gem. Next up, also in the first world, we have the red gem in Snogo. This gem is interesting. It kind of presents itself to you in this higher area. You technically can glitch yourself to get to it in the PS1 version of this game anyway, but otherwise it's just inaccessible. That's because we need to reach this from a separate path, a secret path we access in a different level. We'll get more into this later, but for now all you have to worry about is that you have to go to the level Air Crash. In Air Crash, once you get to this part where you have to go on the jet ski, you're actually going to avoid going on the jet ski, jump over it, bounce off these boxes onto this platform you can't reach otherwise, and you'll suddenly be teleported to the secret warp room. Again, we'll go more into details about what the secret warp room is about later, but for now, you're given this entranceway to Snogo, which leads to a different point in the level where you go through this obstacle course and reach the red gem. I like this obstacle course. I mean, it's ice physics, which I don't like, especially in this game, but they give you a lot of Aku Aku masks. They actually give you 3, so by the end of it, you're going to be invincible, and going through all these nitro crates while invincible is super satisfying. Just don't miss the red gem on your way down. It'd be difficult to, but it's possible. Next up, we have the green gem, which is in the stage of the Eel Deal, one of the sewer levels. In this case, it's fairly self-explanatory and simple. We have this forked road here where the path on the left leads to Wumpa Fruit and the path on the right is empty, seemingly. You go that way and there's just a bunch of nitro crates. But actually, behind the wall, you can actually go through it, and there you go. You get to the secret pathway in order to get the green gem. Next up, we got the yellow gem. I don't like getting the yellow gem. The yellow gem is in the stage Plant Food, and it's quite difficult. You'll notice when you play the stage for the first time that as you first get on the jet ski, this timer appears in the bottom corner, and sure enough, you need to beat the level within that time limit. It's not easy, and there's a lot of parts where, because you're going fast, you're going to mess up. The stage does give you a couple of Aku Akus along the way, which you're going to need, especially for bits like this where you have to go through these plants. You can boost past them, and you really have to by the end, but the timing is really challenging. Otherwise, yeah, you gotta make it to the end of the stage, all within that time limit to obtain the yellow gem. Let me tell you, the reaction speed on these plants is something else. This stage made me hate these piranha plant-esque enemies. Actually, you know what? I have a piranha plant here. There we are. We probably can't see it because of the green screen, I guess, but you know what? No. Key that shit out, Jockey. Let's go. You can see green on a green screen. Look at that. Hey, your boy knows how to edit a little bit. Look at me. Oh, last color gem of the game is the purple gem. Purple gem is in the stage Behaving, in the 4th kind of subsection of the overworld. And this stage is kind of a strange phenomena at one point. You're going along and then suddenly in this forked road, one pathway is where you need to go and one pathway is just a staircase of nitro crates. You can't touch that. They're nitro crates. But actually, these aren't real nitro crates. You'll notice they aren't bouncing up and down like normal nitro crates do. They're actually just, I guess, steel crates in disguise or something. Whatever the case, you go up them and suddenly you're teleported to a secret area where you've got this subsection to get the purple gem. That's all the color gems in this game. So now, using the color gems, we've unlocked a lot of paths which are necessary for a lot of box gems. Although, this game has more than just color gems and box gems. In some particular stages, not all, you have another crystal, not a color gem, another crystal which is sometimes in its own unique path. Now, most of the time this unique path is given to you through a death route, Basically, if you can get to a certain point of the stage without dying, you're given an extra route that you can go on, and on this route you'll find an extra crystal. An example of this is, say, Road to Nowhere, which we actually did during the Let's Play itself. But then Death Routes opens up a whole can of worms of, okay, but does the Death Route have boxes you need to break on it? Because then to get the box gem in that stage, you need to also get the Death Route. There's a lot going on. And then in some stages, like for example digging it, which I am not digging that level, I hate that stage, you have the Death Route which has boxes on it, and also the non-Death Route which has boxes on it, meaning you need to go on both. There are of course also extra paths unlocked with the color gems, like say using the yellow gem in the stage Sewer or later, and these might help you get more boxes. These also might just be a secret path to get the extra clear gem in some of these stages, it varies. But once you get all the color gems and you understand how Death Routes work, getting the extra clear gems and the box gems is a walk in the park, except for one more variable, which is that warp room that Snowgo had, because that wasn't the end of it. In just 4 instances in this game, which is such a specific and random number, we have the secret warp rooms you can get to. We already talked about Snowgo, how you get to that one for the red gem, but there's also, for example, Road to Ruin. We just mentioned that stage. Whether you take the Death Route or don't take the Death Route, doesn't matter, you're not going to get all the boxes in Road to Ruin. To get all the boxes in Road to Ruin, we first need to go into the level Digging It, and on this lone island where this plant stands, we need to kill him and stand on it in order to get teleported to the warp room, because this will give you a new vantage point to go into Road to Ruin with, where you can get the extra boxes you needed. The secret warp room also has, aside from just teleporting you to previous stages, it has new unique stages of its own. The extra stages in the secret warp room are accessed through first Unbearable to get to the stage Totally Bare. In Unbearable, basically after the whole stage is done, you need to then get off the bear, go backwards, and then jump on it, which will unlock Totally Bare. And then for Totally Fly, another bonus stage, we need to go into the stage Hanging Out. In this kind of sewery stage, after they drop you down in this section, we need to go backwards towards the camera to this secret area and climb along these grates in order to reach the warp area. These spike enemies are going really fast, so you will have to use the circle button to cling yourself to the top, so that way they won't swoop in and get you. Totally Bare and Totally Fly are pretty cool, unique levels. I like some of the stuff they go for. They're pretty difficult, and when you're playing them, you want to go for the box gem. There's no reason not to. Like, if you beat the stages, you're teleported back to the main warp room, so if you want to redo the stage, it's a whole hassle to get back into it. There's no crystals in these, obviously. They're not required, and there's no extra gems or color gems or anything like that. It's just box gems, so whatever you do, don't miss 2 or 3 boxes on your attempt of Totally Bare and have to go through it all again. 100% in Crash 2 is difficult, let me make that clear. I haven't even talked about the worst level of the game in terms of 100% completion, Cold Hard Crash, because you're dealing with the ice physics, you're also dealing with a Death Route, which during the Death Route, they make you go all the way to the end of the Death Route, hit this box, and then backtrack through the Death Route. I know I'm complaining a lot. I really shouldn't be. I mean, Crash 2 is a fantastic game. It's better than the first one. Just 100% completion is it's not easy. And all you get out of it is, of course, an extra bonus cutscene at the end of the game. You don't skip the final boss like you do in the first game. You just now, as you go up in the elevator, instead of getting the bad ending, you get the good ending where you blow up Cortex's spaceship. So overall, I wouldn't recommend 100% in Crash 2. I think it's a fantastic game, better than the first, maybe even better than the third, which we haven't even talked about yet. But I still love Crash Bandicoot 2. I love the music, I love the graphics and the voice acting. I love so many of the different stages. I mean, I talk trash about the ice physics, but I love the bear stages, so I don't completely hate the winter aesthetic. Actually, I have a bear here. Here, this is Pebble. I got him working at the ice castles a couple of years ago, and my coworker ordered the top hat. That was a fun, thoughtful gift. There is actually a polar bear in the overworld you can jump on constantly to get lives, but if you do that, you're a monster. This extra part's brought to you by my merch. There's still a code, Bloodborne33. I'm not paying myself for this. Does this technically count as a sponsorship? I don't think I have to put hashtag ad in the title or anything. At least I'm pretty sure.